So, welcome to the saddest sight I've ever seen. It didn't make it. It's kind of what I thought. We were checking throughout the day. I thought perhaps the moisture was actually the issue because as I thought about it, the error I was getting was the crops were too wet to thresh. So I thought maybe I'd get a chance yesterday to get this off the field. It kept creeping down, kept getting drier and drier, and then after the sun went down, the moisture started creeping back up. So we never got a chance to even try again to get this off the field. And here we are, dead cotton. So you can see officially our growth state is withered. So we're going to try this again this year, I'm sure, because I really do want to get these crops harvested and kind of go through the process. I'll just definitely want to avoid this part of it. Alright, so I had a little bit of a snafu where I thought I was recording what I was doing, and I was not. So I'm going to tell you what happened after I was saddened by my withered crop that you just saw. So that same day, we went ahead and worked on resupplying our silos. So we refilled them with seed, fertilizer, and lime. We didn't really have to do anything with the herbicide that was topped off. It was a little bit of a miscalculation on the seed, so I now have 45,000 seeds in my seed auger, which is fine because that'll be the first thing we'll be doing when we start planting again in the spring. So that'll get consumed, or consumed enough that it will come out of the auger, and we'll be able to use the auger as necessary for the rest of spring. It should be fine. And then the other big decision we made is we went ahead and we decided we were going to go ahead and put our canola into our warehouse. And so how we got there, so I'm going to try to at least fill in the gaps as much as possible to give you the front end so that when we see the back end in the next episode, you'll understand where we're at. So in-game, canola was selling for about $625,000, and it was dropping. If I go to my business here and look at crop sales, I have two choices, if you recall. I can direct sell, or I can send to a warehouse. And so for checking pricing, we go in and we basically put in an amount and look. So I had checked the price and verified that I could get $697.41 per thousand if I direct sell, which was a bit of a premium, but in this case I know it can go higher, so I was likely going to hang out. Oh, I've got a pumpkin here, so I'm going to snatch that while I've got that. That's sometimes something that goes on with FSN, is you've got little things you find for various holidays. So the other option I have is send to warehouse. I go to the resource exchange, and then I look at warehouses. And so the Baku warehouse is the one that is attached to our location, and I'm going to hop over and explain a bit of that in a second. But if I go here to Baku and then pick canola and filter results, I can see that the average in this local market for canola is $830.25 per thousand, which is significantly higher than $625, $650, or even $700. So I can make a good amount, and it's a large enough chunk that I decided I'm going to take advantage of this. So I've gone ahead and moved the canola from my silo to the custom silo, which is also part of what you missed. And that took about 10 trips because I had 753,000 plus in my silo, and I've got 80,000 in each truck that I can take. So I had to make 10 trips. So it took quite a bit of time. And then we went ahead and posted the contracts. So those show up here as customs exports. So we'll filter that. And the way we would have done it is, we'd gone into that crop sales and picked send to warehouse. And that's how we created these. So if I go down here, these are my two contracts. So if I click on them, Misty Hills Agriculture, 253,375, and Misty Hills Agriculture, 500,000. So the two together are 753,375, which is what we have in the custom silo. Someone will grab these contracts, and as I explained in, I think, the first video, they'll get basically $1,000 per truck. So the FSN trucks, if you remember, have 100,000 capacity. So to move 500,000 canola, you're going to need to do 5 loads. So you get paid $5,000 for those 5 loads, plus a $500 customs contract fee that exists for every contract. So contracts are basically going to be between $1,500 and $5,500. The maximum you can have per contract is $500,000. So if I have more than that, I have to issue multiple contracts, which is why I have 2 contracts for the $753,000 that I have. So that gets us to that point. Going to how do I know Baku is my warehouse? So this is the list of servers within FSN. It's under Data Server Farms. And so you can see, like server number 1 here is Helsinki, is where their resource exchange is. If we go down to server 48, which is us, sorry, I went a little too far, Hilly Seneca, it's Baku, and if you hover over it, it shows you Baku, Azerbaijan. Because if you're like me, I don't know every flag of the world. I know, I think, a good amount, but I don't know that I would know that that was Azerbaijan if this didn't tell me. But thank goodness it does. So I was able to find the warehouse long ago, and that's why I own a warehouse there, because when I send to warehouse, that's where it will appear. So you can see these are the farm managers, and the nice thing you can see with our server is it's really an international server. We've got people from various countries. So, where others, such as this one, might be all US. The other thing you see on the server is, what FS version we're running. This is newer because obviously FSN is just a little over 2 years old. FS19 was what it began with. But now that FS22 is coming out, this was done in preparation because shortly, in a few weeks, we're going to have a mixture and people need to know what's running. And then we also have precision farming because not every server does. So you can see Burger Creek does not. Governor Legends does not. But they are DLC enabled, where we do not have DLC. So those are the 3 icons. The other thing is, you can see we're hosted in the United States. Other servers hosted in Germany. I think this is Australia. And you can see they have different resource exchanges. So this one's in Cote d'Ivoire, Mongolia, so forth and so on. So you just need to know what your resource exchange is to make sure you have a warehouse. And then the other thing that we've talked about with servers is time. If you're making a selection as a farm manager. So again, ours is 0 from EST, meaning it's 8:30 in the morning here. It's going to be 8:30 or so on the server. It's going to be close. Where you can see Burger Creek, Atlantic County, they're -4, -6, -5. So as we talked about selecting your server for farm manager, you're looking for a map and a time zone that you want to play within. So that gives you a little bit of the contracts and the server information. So basically, at this point, we've done everything we can. Unfortunately, again, you don't have the opportunity to see the video of the work getting done, and I can't recreate it because the servers run in real time. So the work's been done I just missed the opportunity to show it to you. So we've done what we can. We now have to wait for those to be fulfilled. That may or may not happen because there's a good amount of snow on the server at this point. So it's a little treacherous to drive. People may not want to take contracts until winter's done. But then we'll see what the tail end looks like, and we'll show you that. But I wanted to make sure I at least gave you this information so that when we go to the resource exchange, probably in the next video, and deal with the canola that has showed up in our warehouse, you understand where it came from. So thanks for watching. See you again next time.